Hello, everyone. My name is Lily, and today I want to share a story about my awful stepmother, Julie. I'll call her Julie because she never acted like a mother to me or even tried. When my dad, Jacob, first introduced me to Julie, I could sense right away that she didn't want to be part of my life. She looked at me with cold eyes and said, "I don't want you thinking I'm going to be your mother. You're just my husband's daughter, nothing more. You're a teenager, so don't expect me to do anything for you." I was taken aback, but managed to stay calm. "That's okay, Julie. I can take care of myself. I just want my dad to be happy. I won't get in the way," I replied politely. But Julie wasn't done. She sneered and said, "You're already in the way, you little witch. Don't try to act smart with me. I know how to handle teens like you. Once you turn 17, I'll make sure you're out of our lives so I can have Jacob all to myself." Her words cut deep, but I didn't let her see how much they hurt. My mom had passed away when I was just 7 years old, and it had taken my dad a long time to start dating again. I didn't want to ruin his happiness, so I decided not to tell him about Julie's cruel words. Looking back, staying silent was a mistake. After Julie and my dad got married, her behavior worsened. She went out of her way to make my life miserable. She'd ruin her own food and blame it on me, saying things like, "Look at what your daughter did, Jacob. She's trying to poison me." When my dad asked for my side of the story, I'd calmly explain, "Dad, I wasn't even home. I had dinner in my room." Julie would interrupt with dramatic accusations, but over time, my dad started to see through her lies. Still, Julie's antics didn't stop. She'd lock me out of the house, cut off my phone connection, and even throw away my school projects. One time, she took my car keys on the day of an important test, forcing me to scramble for a ride. My dad tried to mediate and make Julie see reason, but she always went back to her manipulative ways. Julie was clever, I'll give her that. She knew how to twist situations to make herself look like the victim and me the troublemaker. For years, she managed to manipulate my dad into thinking I was overreacting or misunderstanding her actions. But as the incidents piled up, my dad's patience with Julie began to wear thin. By the time I turned 17, Julie's behavior had become unbearable. She'd been acting unusually cheerful, and I knew why. I overheard her on the phone telling a friend about her plan to kick me out now that I was of age. She spoke with such excitement, saying, "Finally, I'll have this house to myself. Jacob won't say no once I've already packed her things." That's when I decided to stay one step ahead of her. One evening, I came home from work to find my belongings packed and waiting in my room. Julie stood in the doorway with a smug grin. "It's time for you to leave, Lily. I've packed your things to make it easier for you," she announced triumphantly. I couldn't help but laugh. "Julie, you want to kick me out of my house?" I asked. Her smile faltered. "Your house? Don't be ridiculous. This is my house, and I don't need to keep you here anymore." I calmly reached into my bag and pulled out some papers. "You might want to take a look at these before you say anything else," I said, handing them to her. Julie snatched the papers and started reading. Her smug expression turned to confusion, then shock. "Is this an eviction notice?" she asked, her voice trembling. "That's exactly what it is," I replied. "This house isn't yours, Julie. It was left to me by my maternal grandparents. My dad was just the caretaker until I turned 17. Now it's legally mine, and I want you out within a month." Julie's face turned red with anger. "This can't be true. Jacob can't just give you this house. It's marital property," she yelled. "Actually, it's not," I said calmly. "This house was never part of your marriage. It's been in my family for years." Julie, desperate, called my dad downstairs. When he arrived, she screamed, "Your daughter is trying to kick me out of our house. Tell her she can't do this." My dad looked at me, then at Julie. "Lily, what's going on?" he asked. I explained everything, handing him a copy of the papers. My dad nodded as he read them. "Julie, this house belongs to Lily. It always has. You had no right to try and kick her out," he said firmly. Julie was furious. "You deceived me, Jacob. I thought this house was yours." "I never lied to you, Julie," he replied. "You never asked whose house it was. And after everything you've done to Lily, I've decided I'm done. I'll be filing for divorce tomorrow." Julie's face went pale. "You're divorcing me? For her?" she asked, pointing at me. Yes, I am, my dad said. I won't forgive you for tormenting my daughter for years. Julie spent the rest of the evening crying and begging for another chance. But my dad was resolute. He had finally seen her true colors. In the days that followed, Julie tried everything to change our minds. She acted overly nice, cooked breakfast, and even called me dear, a complete 180 from her usual behavior. But neither my dad nor I were fooled. Her kindness was too little, too late. A week later, Julie received the divorce papers. The realization that her time in the house was up hit her hard. She packed her belongings and left, tears streaming down her face. My dad and I watched as she walked out, both of us feeling a sense of relief. Life after Julie was like a breath of fresh air. The house felt lighter, warmer. My dad and I grew closer, and he even started dating again. He's not looking to remarry, but enjoys the companionship. As for Julie, the last I heard, she's living in a small apartment, struggling to make ends meet. Karma, it seems, had the final say. Looking back, I'm grateful for the lessons this experience taught me. It showed me the importance of standing up for myself and the strength of my bond with my dad. Together, we overcame the chaos Julie brought into our lives and created a home filled with love and laughter. 3 years later, I'm now in college, close to home, and life is peaceful. My dad and I often talk about those turbulent times, appreciating how far we've come. It's a reminder that even the darkest storms can lead to brighter days. The lessons Julie left behind are ones I'll never forget. They taught me that strength, truth, and unity can overcome even the most toxic influences. And for that, I'm grateful.